Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani announced last week he would not be seeking the Republican nomination for president. I stated earlier this summer I would be voting for Mayor Giuliani. Mayor Giuliani turned around New York City, made it safer and more prosperous, added jobs, brought people off welfare, reduced crime. I'm grateful to his service to New York City and, of course, holding the nation together after the worst attack on our soil. Mayor Giuliani has served this country well, and I look forward to hearing his contributions to both the Republican Party and the American people moving forward. In this election, I've decided on another candidate who I will be voting for come next year for the Republican presidential nomination. I've assessed 4 candidates who I feel are credible and who I can see leading this country. Let me just say that I have a great deal of respect for Governor Romney, Senator Santorum, and Herman Cain. I could see myself voting for any of them in a general election. Any one of those 3 would make a good president. But there's one candidate who stands out, and that is former House Speaker Newt Gingrich. Speaker Gingrich has a record to run on. As Speaker of the House, he fought for lower taxes to stimulate economic growth, leading to over 11 million new jobs. Millions of Americans returned to work from welfare after Newt Gingrich led the fight for welfare reform. The budget was balanced. $400 billion in debt was paid down, and government became leaner. Newt Gingrich is a consistent fiscal conservative who has a record of results on that front. He worked with Ronald Reagan in the 80s. He worked with Democrats, Bill Clinton, and Republicans alike in the 90s to promote economic growth and fiscal responsibility. Newt Gingrich has the boldest solutions of any candidate running. He has the most foreign policy experience of any candidate running. He's been an advocate of peace through strength. He understands these issues. He's dealt with these issues. He understands the need to protect the American people and to make sure that our men and women in uniform are given adequate leadership and support to defend us from radical Islamic extremism. He also understands the need for economic growth. And I've long said that we need to lower taxes on business, on families, and we need to stimulate economic growth in the stock market as well. And Newt Gingrich's tax plan does all that. Takes the capital gains tax, reduces it to 0, takes the corporate tax, brings it down to 12.5%, and has an optional 15% flat tax, which benefits America's middle class and working families, as well as all Americans. Newt Gingrich simply has the record to run on, to create jobs, to promote economic growth, to defend this country, to secure our border, and to repeal and replace Obamacare. He has that record. He has that agenda. Newt.org features a lot more than what I could say in a short YouTube video. And I think that Newt Gingrich is committed to really transforming the direction of this country to a better, more prosperous, and safer direction. He's done it before as Speaker. He'll do it as President. Newt Gingrich is a consistent conservative who could beat Barack Obama based on ideas. He has the record and ideas to beat Obama. Governor Rick Perry is not somebody who could beat Barack Obama. He's soft on illegal immigration. He's soft on government spending. Rick Perry is probably, in my view, along with Ron Paul, one of the worst Republican candidates in this year's primary. And the reason I bring him up is because I think that making sure Rick Perry is not the Republican nominee ought to be the main goal of anybody who wants to see a Republican in the White House after 2012. Anybody who wants a Republican in the White House after 2012 ought to be committed to not nominating Rick Perry, who's soft on illegal immigration and government spending. I think that Barack Obama's big government policies have not benefited the American public. I think that he's playing politics on this, and I think Newt Gingrich has the credibility and the record to not only win and beat Barack Obama, but to govern this country in a direction that's more unifying and better for our citizens. That's why Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, has my vote to be President of the United States.